Well, I was fired from work yesterday because of the Rodney Hinton situation. The young man, son was found alive by the Cincinnati Police Department. So this what happened. While I was on break, right, I heard a supervisor spoke along our colleagues, because we work along with K9, we also work along with NYPD. He was talking about the Rodney Hinton situation. He said, well, y'all people have to understand. And I'm like, excuse me, y'all people? Well, you know what I mean. I said, no, I don't know what you mean. If you want to get technical, a man innocent proven guilty. A charge doesn't mean the man was prosecuted. It's just a charge. He said, go to break, go to break, go to break. And I said, I'm already on break. Make a long story short, he called his account manager, and the account manager said I was removed from the schedule. So that's how I got fired from my job. How could you ever take a child's life because of skin color? Don't you know that child somebody's son? You took away George Floyd, Eric Garner, now Rodney Hinton. The city rose from the darkness. The city rose up from the darkness. How can't you ever take a child's life because of skin color? How long we gonna take this? How long we gonna take this? Us people start to stand together. Us people have to stand together. Let Rodney Hinton know he's not alone. Let Rodney Hinton know he's not alone. How can you ever take a child's life because of skin color? We have to stick together, people. Because at the end of the day, that's all we got. Remember, it's strength and unity. It's strength and unity. Thank y'all guys for the support. Y'all guys have a blessed day.
They're trying to intimidate Rodney Hinton because they know that as soon as it becomes an eye for an eye, they lose. They are so vastly outnumbered, it's not even funny. And that man did not let them intimidate him one damn bit. And as a father, I respect him so damn much.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Thank you so much for clicking on this episode. I really do appreciate your love and support on this channel. So, a father loses his son to police violence, and the next day, a police deputy is dead. Is this just crime or consequences of grave and a failed system? Because how many times have we seen black men losing their lives under the hands of these same policemen that are supposed to be there protecting them? Or do you not take black Americans as the United States of American citizens? Because police are supposed to be out there to protect its citizens and not to take their lives away. I want us to watch these videos together, guys. Every clip and every stitch that you'll be seeing on our today's episode, credits belongs to the original creators of these videos that you're seeing on your screens. If you're coming across this channel for the first time, my good name is Gracie D. Kindly consider subscribing to this channel, give this video a like, and let me know what your thoughts are on the comment section. So let me really know what you think about these. Like, whatever is happening to this man should not be happening. It's just the other day I saw his video when he was at the court. He was okay, walking upright. And the next time that I was seeing his video, this guy was not even able to lift up his body. He was not able to walk upright. I don't know what's happening behind those closed doors. But let's dive into today's video and we'll come back with more commentary.
Everybody's talking about how this officer saved Rodney Hinton's life, and rightfully so, because he was about to get the king treatment. It was about to wear him out. But the thing that nobody is talking about is, how do we have this video? Do you think about that? Because to get this footage means that either the officer had to release it or it had to go through public records. So somebody wanted us to see this video. Somebody wanted us to see what went down in that elevator. People are saying that there were 3 officers. There's 4 officers on the elevator before the black officer came on. There was one holding his arm, you can see in the camera. There's the detective that you could see against the wall. There was one holding his arm on the other side, and then there was the cameraman, the person that was wearing the body cam. And did you notice the black officer ain't even from the same department? Yeah, the guy that's in the corner holding his arm, that looks like a sheriff's deputy, brown uniform. The officer's wearing black. He's from a whole different department, but he knows his people. He saved a life. He stared him down. 'Cause I know how to save a life.
Gave him a whole lecture with a stare.
Loud as hell. Hand on belt. The good ones make themselves known.
If you look on the internet, you will not find the cop who killed Hinton's son. What does he look like? And why is the internet not showing his name or face? They're only showing Hinton as the criminal. I'm doing some digging, and it is saying, right, that the city police fatally shot an armed 18-year-old as he ran from them. Now, mind you, I was showing you plenty of videos of white people brandishing ARs and pointing them at the police and not running. And they kept their life. But I wanted to show you something interesting that's going on. When we continue to read, the Cincinnati Police Department said he appeared to point a gun at the officer while fleeing. But the officer's body camera footage does not clearly capture that moment. So, how could you have seen a weapon while he's fleeing, yet your body camera does not show footage of the kid pointing a gun at the officer? Now, if you were in danger, right? If your body camera would have been able to see that gun, which means that you have been close enough to be in danger. So if your body camera could not pick up said firearm, which means then the kid was way much further away from you than what you're saying, which means then the kid was actually really fleeing for his life, and there's a potential that he really didn't have a gun to begin with, and that this statement of him pointing a gun would have been on the camera, therefore this didn't happen, therefore his son was shot for no reason. And when we put two and two together to realize that it was the car dealership who called the cops to report the car stolen when the car wasn't stolen, it was behind on the payment. And this is showing that then if the body camera did not show the gun, the police department are covering their ass. And this is why we don't see the name or the face of the cop who shot that kid, because he's fucking guilty. Why hasn't he come up? Why hasn't he spoke out? Why hasn't he had a public apology about killing a black man? You're not going to see that, cop, because they are hiding it behind the whole city police. So that way the whole department can be like, okay, we'll take this L, versus publicly singling out the person who took his life. The police department think they're slick. If it doesn't fit, it must have quit. And I think Rodney can get off simply because this kid was not armed. Why do you think they have body cam footage? And if the city police, which means that there was more than one officer, then there should be more than one body cam that should see a gun, because then they would have all been close enough to act like they were all in danger to fatally shoot a kid. Secondly, it says armed, right? What type of gun did his son have? No one is showing the specifics of which type of gun that his son was brandishing for him to be killed. I'm talking about a specifics. Was it a Glock 9, a 9mm? Was it a G2C? Was it a... What type of gun did this kid have? And if it's just said to have been, and he was just armed, he just happened to have some type of gun on him, then the police department is lying, and they need to bring another police department to investigate the Cincinnati police, because they are lying. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. That body cam footage doesn't show a gun, which means then that this kid was running from his life, which means that the body cam footage showed that that son was calling for his dad, which means that his son was ultimately killed from no reason. And then that means that Hinton should receive something from the Cincinnati police, because this is bullshit.
All right, let's talk about it, TikTok, because y'all ain't finna do this woman like this. Y'all not finna do this black woman like this. I swear to God, you're not. Let me tell y'all something. Everybody saying she should be ashamed for walking that man. Do y'all understand that that black woman right there is the reason why that black man is protected? Do you not see how when he tilted his head up in proudness of like or saying, yeah, y'all ain't gonna intimidate me? Did y'all not notice she did the same thing? I guarantee you could tell she looked like an auntie. You could just tell she one of them. Now, understand that this woman has a real career. What y'all don't understand is she is the second most important person in that room to Rodney. It's himself, and then it's her. Also, she's the second most threatened person in that room, because those white cops and intimidation, you see how many it is, they're looking for someone black to blame. Other than Rodney, if they're not blaming Rodney, why do you think they're looking at that black woman right there? Now, she has to do her job. And granted, some of those white cops might actually be a friend. It is a fellowship in policing, but it's a bloodship with our races, with black, and what we going through. And she understands. Look at the pain on her face. She understands what he's going through as well. His son was killed, shot in the back, killed. Young son, underage. She feels his pain. That pain is not just of Rodney. That pain is of generations, our ancestors. We are tired. You feel me? And that woman, she holding her head up high because she cannot show any emotion because of her job, but she wants to cry. And I guarantee you, when she grabbed Rodney and what she said, "You okay? I got you." And y'all criticizing her for doing her job when she's the very reason why those white cops are not continuously beating on them, because I guarantee you they roughed them up. But it's women like her. And then people said when he go into jail, watch the COs. You don't have to worry about when he go into jails, because he's going to go in those fucking jails a hero. Now, I want y'all to keep the same energy. Remember how y'all was saluting Luigi for that insurance shit when he killed that guy? Keep the same energy for Rodney right there. Keep the same energy for Rodney Hinton. Because y'all was saying, oh, he protecting his mama. They took the insurance and he had a family member die, or whoever it was. Well, Rodney had an innocent son killed by a police officer. Where he's not innocent from the crime he committed of stealing the car, or wherever that situation may be. But it showed that he did not pull a gun on those police officers. The boy was running away. They shot him in the back, killed him. So, yes, he was innocent of his life. His life shouldn't have never been taken. You could have tased him if that was the case. But have the same energy for Rodney y'all did for Luigi. You call Luigi a hero for standing up for it. What's Rodney then? I'm just saying.
Y'all understand the officer that ran over that cop to avenge his son didn't get the right cop.
And the officers that killed Breonna Taylor had the wrong house and the wrong people. He fit the description.
I'm asking all the gangsters in the correctional facility, the United States of America, protect Rodney Hinton. And I know most of y'all will do anything if you see your family members in harm's way. And I know most of y'all are fathers. They try to destroy this man here. When this man went to court for his charges, his family was not allowed in the courts. His family was outside the courts, while he's surrounded by thousands of police officers. So I'm asking all the gangsters in the correctional facility, look out for him, because they're going to try to put this man in harm's way. They're going to try to put him in harm's way because he's held in Cincinnati Correctional Facility for 72 hours. And also, there's no GoFundMe. They stopped the GoFundMe for him.
Why are some of y'all supporting this guy, but you're not supporting this guy? They did the same thing.
I'm going to sit here and put the video in the caption here on TikTok. When this post on Instagram and Facebook, obviously they won't see it, but for my TikTok viewers, when you click this video and watch it, I need you guys to pay attention to the body language of the three white officers and see how quickly it changed as soon as the black officer stepped in the elevator. Why I believe that energy changed? I believe they were going to do something to this man. I honestly believe they were going to do something to this man like them cops did to Sandra Bland. I believe it. I believe those cops was going to put paws on Rodney, possibly worse, and the black cop knew that. That's why he stepped in the elevator. And peep the body language. Peep the body language. It changed immediately. Immediately. And I don't think them white cops like that black cop. Because the one white cop, he was smiling, grinning, and then his facial expression changed as soon as the black cop came in. Crazy work.
Now, whether you're white, black, Mexican, or Asian, I believe that we all can agree that not all superheroes wear capes. That's why this black sheriff deserves all the love and respect that the world is giving him right now. Y'all, they were not only going to hurt him, but they were going to record it. Look how he's checking to see if the camera is recording. This is sick. And in this video, that same man props the phone for recording, but the sheriff comes to shut it down. And when the black sheriff entered the room, the plans quickly changed. Look how he put that phone up. But who I want to point out the most is this sheriff right here. Watch his whole demeanor. Look, he shifted. Watch, his head goes down and goes into like a sorrow. The guilt on that elevator could have killed an army of ants. Wow. And we're still going through this in 2025?
Silent rage, silent anger. That rage you can't see. That rage that doesn't yell. That rage is just rage. I've always said this. If a person can talk and yell at you, you're probably safe. But when you see Mr. Rodney Hinton Jr. in that courtroom, and when I tell you, that silent rage, and you know, people mistake black Americans sitting out. People mistake that black Americans sitting out doing line dances and stuff. That's a dangerous thing. When I tell you, that's a dangerous thing. And this happened with more than just black Americans months ago. Yeah, this happened with Luigi. Silent, never been in trouble. Just like Mr. Rodney Hinton Jr. Silent rage. That's some serious stuff. The laws of this country and what's going on in this country pushing things to the brink. People can say it started with a stolen car. People can say, oh, this. No, it didn't start there. It didn't start there at all. It doesn't start on the streets. It didn't start on the streets when Luigi did it. It didn't start on the streets when Mr. Hinton did it. It started right with the lawmakers and the rich folk who are always putting too much pressure on everybody else for decades and decades. And when that pressure has nowhere else to go, it points back to set itself free. It's a dangerous game.
Let's talk about GoFundMe. GoFundMe apologized because they allowed Rodney Hinton Jr.'s family to create him a GoFundMe. They apologized to the law enforcement community about allowing him to have a GoFundMe, and they closed the GoFundMe and refunded everyone's money. Well, GoFundMe, let's talk about it. GoFundMe, aren't you the same people that allowed George Zimmerman to raise thousands of dollars for killing Trayvon Martin? And GoFundMe, let's talk about the woman that recently called a 5-year-old a racist name. You guys let her raise how much? So, it's all becoming very clear now. See, GoFundMe, this is not about innocence or guilty. It's about you being consistent. If you have a policy, we need it to be fair. And you have to treat everybody the same. Because right now, GoFundMe, you know what you looking like. It feels like a lot of racism and rules, but only for us.
Guys, if you followed on this case of this man, you can clearly see how the justice system has failed the black Americans in the United States of America. Because tell me why the judge allowed all those policemen in the courtroom just to intimidate this man. They all know that an eye for an eye cannot be okay. They all know that if black people just decide to take justice on their hands, it's not going to turn out okay. And now the only thing that they could do just to make the black people fear, or just to sell fear to black people, is having all those policemen standing for that guy to walk as each one of them plays eyes on him. Like, this actually really tells us a lot about the justice system in the United States of America and what black people have to go through. And this is actually not the first guy who's been unalived, or his life has been cut short by the police in the United States of America. There is a big number of black men that actually lose their lives in the hands of policemen. Just being profiled, just because you're black, you are not safe with the police in the United States of America. I don't know why this is continuing in 2025, because this police could have chosen another way. I'm even asking myself, leave alone that the guy took this car and all that people are saying his son was a criminal and all that. Would it have been the same case if his son was a Caucasian son? Would he have lost his life in the hands of this policeman? No, he would not. Because look at the case of a guy like Luigi, who actually unalived a healthcare CEO. Nothing apart from him facing what the charges and all that, he was being treated like a king. He was being escorted by policemen. But what about Rodney? Have you followed his case and everything that's happening? And some of you who are actually parents want to come out here and blame this guy. I don't care what my son does, what my daughter does, but no one has a right to take my kid's life. No one has the right to take my kid away from me. You going out there as a police, you're supposed to be protecting the United States citizens. But why do you all not do that for black people? Why is it the black people that always have to lose their lives in the hands of policemen? Police violence, police brutality. It's crazy. It's so sad that every time that we come across about a case that has something to do with a black person, that includes a black kid with a police officer, it always ends up very badly. Like, I was just doing my own research and it just hurt me so bad. Looking at this case that happened 11 years ago of a 12-year-old Tamir Rice who was fatally shot by a police in Ohio. These police were not charged with anything because following the shooting, it was found that Lohaman did not break any rules or policies of the Cleveland Division of Police regarding the incident. In December 2015, a grand jury decided not to charge the two officers involved. In 2020, the Justice Department also chose not to pursue federal criminal charges against them. They stated that the video quality of shooting was too poor to clearly understand what occurred. This is after a 12-year-old boy had already lost his life. And now you want to tell me, after Rodney seeing this police footage of this police actually taking away his son's life, that does not justify what he actually did? Although no charges were filed against the officers, the city of Cleveland agreed to pay $6 million. It's crazy that a police officer takes away your child's life, and only that they can do is pay $6 million. No matter how much you pay a mom, and not yet even a parent, but the pain of losing your child in the hands of a police officer is the worst pain that you cannot explain. The pain of losing your child in a broken justice system, because police officers in the United States of America have been given the right to just unalive any black person as they feel like, without even following the due process that they should be following as police officers. And you all out here want to label black people as criminals. Look at all the mass shootings that are happening in schools, all the mass shootings that are happening in the malls. None of these mass shootings are actually carried by black people. All these mass shootings are by white people. And what's done? Police, they go to those schools. When they actually answer, they're gonna beg that person to put their weapon down. But when it's a black person, they don't even give them seconds. Whatever that comes to their mind, I don't know if this is how they're trained. If it's a black person, just shoot. Because the claim was gonna be it was in self-defense. It's just so crazy, guys. And these cases are happening. And something needs to be done, because each and every single day we are coming across these cases. We are coming across such cases of black men's lives being taken away by police officers, the same police that should be protecting them. And these are the same police officers that you want to put in black neighborhoods because you think black people need protections from their own. It's just crazy. Black people don't need policing. Black people don't need anyone to take care of their neighborhoods. All they need is just you people to get away from them. All they need is just for you people to leave them alone. All they need is for you to stop policing them. This is a very sad case, guys. I just can't wait to see how this case will end. And it's very sad seeing this happening in the United States of America in 2025. I hope this system can do better. I hope the police in the United States of America can do better more than what they are doing. Stop unaliving black kids. Stop unaliving black men. We've had enough of seeing such cases happening. Why is it only black men that lives are taken away by police officers? Some were not even criminals. Let me know what your thoughts are on the comment section. Thank you so much for watching up to this part, and until the next episode, bye.